Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to this video, which is another weekly stash or trash. If you're new to my channel, every week I look at new releases and I tell you whether I might stash them or trash them off my wish list. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we have some pictures and swatches of the Kat Von D 10th anniversary collection, which is available now. So we now have swatches of the palette, which are gorgeous. I am still interested in this. I'm just sitting on it a little bit. I'm not for sure if this is going to be the exact right first Kat Von D palette for me to purchase. It's a lot of dark colors, so as much as I'm attracted to it, I think I'm going to wait. I really am trying to add to my collection of bright colored eyeshadows, so I am trusting and hoping that Kat Von D will have a new bright colored palette sometime during the warmer months. Just wanted to update you quickly on that. Let's go ahead and get into the new releases. So, the first new release that I wanted to talk about today is a new palette from BH Cosmetics. This is a shadow and a blush palette. It has 26 colors. However, it says it is featuring buttery mattes, rich satins, and lustrous shimmer shadows, subtle champagnes and corals to decadent berries and browns, plus 5 flattering blushes, and it is only $16. It will be available May 11th on their website, and you may use the code TRENDMOOD 5% off, which I will put on the screen and down in the description box for you. I am very interested in this new release from BH Cosmetics. You guys hopefully know that I do love BH Cosmetics palettes. I have the Take Me Back to Brazil palette as well as the Zodiac palette, and I find them to be of phenomenal quality. Do I need these colors? Probably not. However, if you've been interested in any of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, like the Modern Renaissance or the Soft Glam, I think that this would be a great substitute for that. You have a lot of the same tones. They're saying here that you have champagne, corals, berries, and browns, and I absolutely think that's what they're going with from the swatches, which are not the end-all be-all, we know this, but the swatches look gorgeous. I think this is absolutely a beautiful new release. I love BH Cosmetics mostly because they're inexpensive, but also because they put out good products. I've heard great things about their blushes and their highlighters, and I myself have experienced just how buttery and beautiful the eyeshadow formula is. So, I may stash this at some point, especially if the opportunity presents itself with a coupon or something like that, or I could pick it up with my Ulta points. I really like this new palette from BH. Next is a new kit from Sephora, and it is the Sephora Favorites Sunkissed Glow. This little kit, of which they have many at Sephora, is $40 and it's available now. Included in this kit are the Hourglass Cosmetics Vanish Flash Highlighting Stick in the shade Champagne Flash, the Becca Cosmetics Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast, the Benefit Cosmetics Hoola in Natural Bronze, also the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in number 1 Highlight, as well as the Ciate London Dewy Sticks Luminous Highlighting Balm, and also the Milk Makeup Highlighter in Lit, as well as the Tarte Cosmetics Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer in Park Avenue Princess. Will I buy this? I already did. So hopefully you guys will look forward to seeing a bit about this kit here in the future. I love these Sephora kits. In terms of trying new products, without overwhelming my stash. Excuse me if I have phlegminess today. My allergies are absolutely insane right now, so I apologize in advance. But these Sephora kits are amazing. I think they're a really outstanding value. A lot of the times the products are mini, but that's a-okay with me. I am much more likely to finish up or get my money's worth out of a miniature highlighter or bronzer. If I'm using up a mini, it takes up less space in my collection, and I get to try a variety of products for the cost of what I would pay for one of these products. For example, the Becca bronzer in Capri Coast is $38. I'm paying $40 for this entire box, and I'm still gonna get plenty of bronzer. I promise you that. I've been panning the same bronzer since January, using it every single day except for maybe 4 times in 4 months, and have not hit pan yet. So I think minis are a great way to go, especially if it's something you're not sure if you're going to like, and just to have a little variety. I went ahead and picked this one up because while I have a boatload of blushes, I only have a few highlighters and bronzers. So I think this is going to complete my stash for me, and let me know down in the comments if you are interested in this new release. Next is a new release from Milani Cosmetics. This is new from Milani Cosmetics, and it is the Gilded Desires Eye and Face Palette. This will be limited edition. It is saying that it is new formulas and finishes in matte, satin, shimmer, metallic, and it includes a mirror for $20. It says coming soon online at Milani Cosmetics, and you can use the code TRENDMOOD for 15% off. The bottom are 2 highlighters. One has more of a pearly finish and the other has a soft gold shift. I'm definitely interested in trying one of these bigger Milani palettes, although I don't know if this one is going to be for me just based on the colors that are in here. The swatches are gorgeous, and I think if these colors speak to you, I would go for it. But for me, we have 2 red eyeshadows in here, which I do not wear a lot. It's just not my preference. I don't prefer how it looks on me. As well as we have a really bright gold shade here, and I have gold eyeshadow for days and days and months and years, and I just don't use gold that often. The highlighters look gorgeous, and all of the other shades, which lean pretty neutral, also look gorgeous. I think if you're in the hunt for a beautiful, inexpensive neutral palette, this might be the one for you. But for me, I think I'm going to trash this new release and wait for something more colorful from Milani. Next is the indie brand Milani Cosmetics, and they have a new release for spring and summer. So this new release is available now online at Milani Cosmetics, and the collection includes the Soul Blooming eyeshadow palette, 4 new shades of Dazzle liner, as well as the bundle of the entire thing. All the prices on here are in euro, so I'm not for sure. I will put down in the description box below whether we're able to get this in the States, but I really just wanted to talk about this palette because the colors are really beautiful, especially in the swatches. I did see Makeup Struggles talking about this palette, and she actually revamped the palette. I actually preferred her version, and I will link that video below for you, but I do like these colors. I think this is a nice, soft spring palette. I love the swatches. It would appear that there's at least 2 duochromes in there, and you know I'm sucker for a duochrome. But also I think this is just a nice cohesive palette. Because of that, I think it would be ideal to travel with. I think you could easily grab this in the morning if you're getting ready for work and you need to get out the door quickly. I don't think you would have to think too hard to come up with a variety of looks out of this palette. Anyhow, I do like this palette. I would stash it if the opportunity presented itself. I just really like the color story here. It does read very spring-like for me, but you do have some deeper shades in which to anchor your look or what have you. So let me know if you're interested in this new release. Next is another new palette coming out from Urban Decay. Palette is called the Light Beam palette from Urban Decay, and it includes 5 new shades from neutral to super sparkly shifty metallics. It will be available May 9th online and in store. So I'm gonna have a little rant right here. Okay, so one thing I've come to expect from Urban Decay is really gorgeous packaging. I have the Naked 3 palette, and we have this nice metal, very sturdy palette, right? I also have the Urban Decay Distortion palette. This is beautiful hard plastic packaging. It's very sturdy. You know, you have a nice size mirror in here. What the crap is going on with this cardboard packaging from Urban Decay? And who wants a palette with only 5 shades in it? And at that, 5 shades that are very neutral. We do have a couple of shimmers in there. It looks like a couple of mattes and then a glitter shade. And they are pretty shades. But what is going on with the packaging? This cardboard packaging just reads cheap to me. And if I'm getting it for cheap, like say a BH palette, I'm cool with that. But Urban Decay is not a cheap brand. We don't know yet how much this is going to cost, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little let down. The Backtalk palette was crappy packaging. If you watch any reviews, nobody liked the packaging with the removable mirror in the middle. Then we had the Beach palette, again, another cardboard palette, and I don't mind cardboard palettes, but it's not what I've come to expect from Urban Decay. And it almost feels like they're getting a little bit lazy. Am I the only one? We have the Backtalk palette. That seemed, you know, pretty straightforward. Then we had the Beach palette, which was like a warm neutral palette with 2 pops of blue in there. Again, cardboard packaging. And now we have this with 5 shades where you're not really going to have a whole lot of versatility because they're all warm, taupey shades. And again, with the cheap packaging. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it in the pictures that I showed or not, but this really looks very, very inexpensive to me. So I'm definitely going to trash this palette, not only for the packaging, of course, but also it's just not innovative. And I think Urban Decay is definitely one of those brands that is capable of being innovative. For example, the Distortion palette. You know, you have these beautiful bright colors in a fantastic metallic formula, and then you have all of these transformer shades down here to layer over top. This is innovative. I realize they're not the only ones that have done this. You have the Kat Von D Alchemist palette, you have the highlighter palettes from ABH that have unique shades in them, but you know, I've seen the Urban Decay Electric palette. It's beautiful, bright, bold colors. So I wish that they would just pull back on these boring neutrals and give us something worth investing our money in, if that makes sense. Next, we have another sneak peek from Too Faced Cosmetics. So what we know about this palette, it says Too Faced is taking us back to 1998. Here's a sneak peek to a new eyeshadow palette with different finishes. The packaging looks fun. There are pinks, purple, blue, green, and more. I'm all about it. I think this is really neat. I like, the only thing I'm not crazy about is it looks like you get a couple of split pan products, and I'm not a fan of split pan products, especially not in eyeshadow. I can get away with split blushes and things like that. That's cool with me. but it looks like we have some split pans in here, which really isn't my favorite thing. I'm definitely intrigued if there's some green in here, which isn't pictured, but it's saying there is. And it's also featuring different finishes, which I definitely like. I think that makes it very easy to create an eye look. For example, you could go for a monochromatic look where you put the blue or whatever shade you choose, the blue matte shade in the crease and the metallic shade on the lid, and boom, you're done. Or it's very easy to cross. You could put the matte pink, let's say, in the crease and then go in with the metallic blue over top, and again, you're done. Very easy, very quickly. And that's what I find to be really fun about the palettes that have different finishes of similar colors. And basically what I've heard is that Too Faced is coming up with an anniversary collection. We've seen a lipstick. Well, maybe you haven't. I have seen a lipstick, which I chose not to talk about because it's not really ground shaking for me. But I like this palette. I think it's really interesting. Let me know what you think about this new release, but I think I might stash this at some point. Like I've said in the past, I always get excited when Too Faced is releasing something new, so I can't wait to have more information on this, but at this point, I'm probably going to stash it. And then the last new release for this week comes from MAC Cosmetics. Are you ready for the new release from the Fix Plus family? MAC Cosmetics is asking us to say hello to Fix Plus Matte. This will be available around May 31st online and in stores. I'm actually pretty stoked about this. I love Fix Plus, and I know it's not for everybody. I can use this with my combo to oily skin, but what I use it for is either foiling eyeshadows or just to set down the powders on my face so I don't look too powdery. But I'm very interested in a matte version of this that would actually extend the longevity of my makeup. Now, I generally am not into fixing sprays that have alcohol in them, and we have yet to have that information yet. However, I would consider going in store and trying this, the matte version on my face to see how my face reacts. It's possible either that it doesn't have alcohol in it and or that it's not so far up in the ingredient list that it would irritate my skin. So I'm kind of intrigued by this. I think it's going to be a nice release. I think people are going to go ape over this because matte is in, as well as we're getting into the warmer months where we might be a little bit more shiny than usual. So I'm very excited for this, and I will definitely at least try this out, if not stash it in the very near future. But what are you going to pick up? I hope you enjoyed this weekly stash or trash videos, and I hope all of your makeup days are beautiful makeup days. We'll see you in the next one. Bye!